Hey guys, so just got back from seeing the Lego movie. Now, with this movie, I wasn't exactly looking forward to it as much as a lot of people were. And that was mainly because I thought the trailers for this movie didn't look that, make the movie look that funny. I thought the jokes in the trailer fell flat. There was only a couple jokes here and there that I chuckled at. I did think that the animation for this movie looked pretty impressive. I have a great appreciation for stop motion animation, and the animation from the trailers looked pretty impressive. But overall, I wasn't generally excited about this movie. I was, keeping hope with the fact that this movie was being directed by Chris Miller and Phil Lord. If you don't know who they are, they directed such films as Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the original one, which is really funny, and 21 Jump Street remake, which was really funny. So those two know how to make really good comedies, and I was hoping that with them on board, this would be really funny, and that the trailers only really showcased jokes that fell flat, and that was about it. Um, so like I said, going in, I wasn't looking forward to this as much. Also, I wasn't a huge fan of Legos when I was growing up. That's mainly because I think I just have ADD, and I never really had the patience to just build stuff out of building blocks. That's pretty much it. The only reason why I never played with Legos. I did like the Legos video games, such as Star Wars Legos and stuff like that, which I thought were really funny. I was hoping that this movie would capture the same kind of humor that those games did, and being really tongue in cheek and being really funny and really silly. And also, this movie, if you don't know, right now stands on Rotten Tomatoes at a 97%. Wow, I did not see that coming. I think I'm not the only one who didn't see that coming. Um, and this has become a pretty big surprise, I think, for critics. And this movie is getting like unanimous praise by almost everybody. And when I heard that, I was it kind of made me more excited about this movie. They were critics saying that this was a really funny movie, which really accelerated my expectations a little bit more. Um, but is this movie as good as everybody's saying it is? Yeah, it is. I've really enjoyed this movie. I highly recommend this movie. This movie was a blast. It's really silly. It has its tongue firmly planted in its cheek, which is a good thing because I would not expect this movie to take itself too seriously. If it did, it wouldn't be as good. And because of that, I highly recommend this movie. This movie is a lot of fun. This is one of those movies that you see, kids' movies that come out that is all not just for kids, not mainly geared towards kids, and not just something that kids will only like and that adults will hate. This movie is also for adults. I literally, the theater that I was in, literally, the adults were about laughing more than the kids were, which is pretty funny. And I was along with them. I was laughing along watching this movie. Luckily, the jokes that did fall flat were mostly in the trailers, and there was a lot of jokes that really worked in this film that weren't shown in trailers, which I did like, in hindsight, because at least they didn't show all the best jokes in the trailer, and then they weren't. If you see all the good jokes in the trailer, then you're not, it's not gonna be as funny when you see it in the movie. But that's not the only thing that works about this movie. The thing that really fucking works for me in this movie is the voice casting. My God, everybody in this movie seems like they're having a fucking blast. They are. I feel like it felt like all these people were kind of bringing out the inner child in themselves. They were all having fun. You could tell it in their voices how much fun they were having. Particularly Chris Pratt as Emmett. Emmett is a great fucking character. I love this character. And Chris Pratt bringing his own unique charisma and comedy to it definitely helps. He definitely brings this character to life, and I couldn't imagine anybody else playing this character. Because Chris Pratt is fucking hysterical. He makes this character just so lovable, likable, and hilarious. And I couldn't imagine anybody else playing this role as good as he did. I also like Will Arnett as Batman. He definitely played a really funny Batman. I've heard a lot of praise for him. I've been given, and he is very funny in this. He plays Batman very tongue in cheek. I also really like Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's in this movie as good cop, bad cop. He's a cop that has on one side of his face he has like a mean mug of a face, and then on the other side is a happy cop face, which is kind of funny. And Liam Neeson plays both roles very funny. Just to hear Liam Neeson doing that kind of role is kind of funny because he's such a serious actor, and he plays all these kind of different roles lately, or like all these serious roles lately, actiony roles. Who else? Morgan Freeman's great as usual as I forget what the guy's name is. Damn it, what was the guy's name? I can't remember off the top of my head what his name was, but he was like the guy who foretold the prophecy, the old man, blind man that foretold the prophecy. That ironically is black. It's just that's not racist at all, but I'm just pointing that out. But he he's very funny. He has funny lines in this movie. Who else was in this that really made me laugh? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Charlie Day as 80s astronaut, who his whole freaking goal in this whole movie is to just build a spaceship, and his obsession with building a spaceship is really funny. Also particularly liked Jonah Hill as the Green Lantern, who has this weird obsession with Superman and wants to be buddies with Superman. Superman is also being played by Channing Tatum. They both do really. Both of them have, every time they pop up, have some pretty funny lines together as Green Lantern and Superman. I was looking at the casting for this movie, and a lot of people are like, "Wow, I didn't realize they were in this." That was their voice. Who was? Who's the person? I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's a lot of surprising people that pop up. Particularly, you get Billy D. Williams' freaking cameo as Lando Calrissian. That was kind of awesome. That I marked out for that. I geeked out over that one. He pops up with a Han Solo Lego, but that wasn't. I thought at first that was played by Harrison Ford, but it wasn't, which I was kind of ashamed. I was like, man, they really couldn't get Harrison Ford to do that. Apparently, Harrison Ford wouldn't want to do that, which kind of sucks. But it was cool to see Billy D. Williams play a Lego version of Lando Calrissian. That was really fucking funny. What else? Just to show you like what kind of humor is in this movie and what kind of silly humor is in this movie, I'll give you a good example of what is one of the silliest things about this movie. Is that this movie revolves around Emmett, who... Hold on, give me a second here. I actually got a... give me a second here. I actually got a... I don't know if you see this. When I went to saw the movie, I got a Lego toy figure of Emmett. His hair is missing. I missed... The piece keeps falling off. I don't know where the hell it is. But I got it. They asked... I went to the ticket counter. No joke. I went to the ticket counter, and the lady asked me, she said, "You want a toy Lego?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" I said, "What the hell, why not?" Yeah. And I'm going to try to keep this around with me. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but whatever. But anyways, the story revolves around this guy named Emmett, the toy character, who is just a bland construction worker Lego, who ends up being the chosen one, the stereotypical chosen one, that was foretold in a prophecy that will save the Lego land, the Lego world that they're living in, from being destroyed by, was it Lord Businessman, played by Will Ferrell, who does a pretty good job. And Lord Businessman's plan is basically to use the secret weapon that he has called Craggle. And what Craggle ends up being is a tube of crazy glue that just has its words faded out, so it just spells Craggle. That's why they call it Craggle. That's all you see is Krggle, which that was pretty funny. Or no, sorry, Krgle. My bad. I can't Kra. Yeah, it would be Kraggle. I can't spell Craggle, apparently. Sorry about that. I'm an idiot. But yeah, that's what kind of humor you get in this movie, is that it ends up being that he, is using the super glue to want to stick all the toy Lego figures to one spot and control them and stuff like that. And the Emmett character has to find a secret weapon to destroy the Craggle, which just basically is the cap to the crazy glue. That's the kind of humor that you get in this movie. Particularly at one point when they decided to stop Liam Neeson's character from being the good cop, they just take nail polish and a Q-tip and they just wipe off his good cop face off the back of his head, which was kind of funny. I like that kind of joke. That's the kind of humor that you get. Also, I mean, if I did have a negative about this movie, is that it is a little predictable. There's like a whole storyline at the beginning that you're told that there's a man upstairs that controls everything, that foretold this prophecy, all that stuff like that. And it's like a mystery, grand mystery, and all you see anybody has seen of this person is their hand, and that's it. If you are like me, you can guess who that person is. And I was exactly right at the end. But it does also result in a pretty nice cameo. In a really nice sequence. It also leads to a really cool message at the end about the movie. Also, I'm going to forewarn the parents about this. Any parents that watch this movie. Your kid from this point forward, probably for the next year, will not get the song "Everything is Awesome" stuck out of their head. They'll be singing that, I can guarantee you, for a week or maybe a year. If you're a parent that hates when their kids just keep singing the same song over and over again, or those kinds of movies that have those catchy tunes that the kids remember and they keep singing all the time. Well, this movie has one of those. It's called "Everything is Awesome." I literally was singing it while I was walking out of the movie theater. That's how catchy it was. And it's a really catchy and cute song. I really enjoyed that fucking song. I like that song. It's just a random song about Emmett sings talking about how everything is awesome. Basically, that's the whole song. Everything about his life is awesome. And it's a really catchy, cute tune, and you know what? I enjoyed the fuck out of it. And it plays nonstop all over the movie, and you can't help but really enjoy the song. Yeah, I was really surprised by this movie. This movie was a lot of fun. This is definitely the best film so far this year, hands down, because we haven't had that many stellar movies so far. I mean, this is only February, so I mean, what do you expect? I did get a lot. I did get all the trailers I got in front of this movie were all new. All trailers I hadn't got before. A lot of good ones, some bad ones. I got, what the hell did I get? I got a really cute IMAX movie coming out. It's only coming out in IMAX, which kind of sucks. Why would you give me that trailer for that if I'm not going to get to see it in theaters? It's a documentary called Island of Lemurs, Madagascar, which is you know, the lemurs, the King Julius lemurs from Madagascar. They actually show the real life lemurs living on Madagascar, and it's a documentary about their lives and stuff like that, and how about their homes are being destroyed and stuff like. It looked really cool. It looked really good. It looked. Those freaking lemurs were adorable. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, God damn it! Why then it says, oh, it's only released in IMAX theaters. I'm like, well, why would you show me the trailer for that if I'm not gonna get to see that? What the fuck? Because literally, the only IMAX theater near me is like in Cleveland, which is an hour away, and I don't want to drive an hour away to watch a movie about lemurs. But that looked it looked cute. I got the new Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer, which looked good. I thought it was like, alright, that didn't look bad. I was pretty impressed by it. I liked the first Amazing Spider-Man. My only problem with the first Amazing Spider-Man was that it just copied way too much of the origin story from the original movie. And it was too fucking predictable because of that. And I kind of want to see how this movie goes because I said at the end of my review for the Amazing Spider-Man, I said, I think this movie series can go or get better from here because it got the first one got the origin story out of the way. Although at the same time, you don't really fucking need an origin story for Spider-Man. Everybody knows the origin story for Spider-Man, but now we can finally get into the good stuff, hopefully, with this one. And this looks like it'll be a lot of fun. I'm worried that there's way too many fucking supervillains. You got Green Goblin, Rhino, which you barely fucking see. I haven't seen Paul Giamatti at all. Like, you see brief snippets of him in there, and brief snippets of Green Goblin, but it looks like Electro is going to be the main villain, which you don't barely see you barely see scenes of him in there, too, which kind of sucks. I want to see more of the villains, which kind of worries me. A lot of trailers don't focus on the villains. Have you noticed that? Even though there's going to be like 1 million of them coming up in this next one. Yeah, I hope that. I mean, that'll be good. I hope that does look good. What else did I get? Oh, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, which I hadn't. This is the first time I got a trailer for this. That looks good. I thought, it looked cute. It's from the guys. It's from DreamWorks, and I'm also DreamWorks Animation, the guys that made How to Train Your Dragon and The Croods, which were really fucking great movies. This movie, I hope, will be good. I like Rocky. Growing up, I was a Rocky and Bullwinkle fan, and I remember Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I remember those being really good cartoons, so hopefully that'll be pretty good. And the trailers look fine. Earlier reviews for this movie have popped up, and they've been pretty good. From what I've seen, the reviews have been pretty good for this movie. What else? Oh, I got Planes, Fire and Rescue, because we really needed a fucking sequel to Planes. Already getting a sequel to that. How the hell are we getting a sequel to that already? It just came out last year. Yeah, Planes, Fire and Rescue were the main plane is now a fire. He puts out fires in the wilderness fires and stuff like that. And there's the worst line in that whole movie. The thing about drove me nuts about this trailer was the fact that it was like playing really serious music as it was showing like forest fires and stuff like that, which is a serious thing. And then also at the same time while it's playing this very serious music, it was being all fucking jokey. It was like, man, your tone is all over the fucking place. You're supposed to feel sad about all these forest fires and stuff like that. From what the music is trying to tell you is that you feel sad and all that stuff, but at the same time they're fucking playing really bad puns and jokes and stuff like that. Like, there was, oh fucking Christ, there was a line I remember. There was a pickup truck that goes up to a plane and says, wow, did you buy or drop out of a B-52 because you're the bomb? And And the plane turns to the main guy and goes, "Oh God, I hate pickup trucks." That's the fucking kind of humor that's in this movie. Really, I'm just sitting there like, oh, God, this movie looks bad. There was one other that new fucking Wizard of Oz piece of shit cartoon movie that not being released by any major studio that looks really bad. I don't know. Don't fucking care. That's being released during the summer, which is really fucking stupid. They're not gonna make any fucking money. That movie is not gonna make one lick of fucking money. Watch. I don't know how much that movie was made for. But that's about it. I'm gonna get off here. Go see Lego Movie, definitely. I'm gonna get off here. I'll be back tomorrow with Monuments Men, which isn't getting as well received as I thought it would be, which worries me. When Lego Movie's getting better received than this movie, and that's kind of worrying me a little bit. So I'll be back with that movie tomorrow, a review for that movie tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys later.